Hi, this is David for NoStroke.org, and I wanted to tell you in this quick video presentation about my new Bright Minds Kids No Stroke Awareness campaign. I want to provide a resource for early intervention and stroke education. And the reason I want to do this is because there aren't a lot of great programs out there to target kids stroke education. I want to do this in a fun, interesting, and non-threatening way and provide resources about the brain, nutrition, and exercise. The goal is to improve stroke awareness and reduce stroke risk factors through early intervention and classroom activities and sports awareness, where many of our resources are currently not being implemented. So who am I? My name's Dave Dansrow. I had a stroke in 2006. I'm also a nutritionist and currently work as a physical therapist. So why did I create Bright Minds? I did this because after my stroke I found that it was difficult to find and explain to my own kids what had happened to me. I found that resources were very limited, or they weren't age appropriate. So I also discovered there were huge gaps in funding and educational resources around stroke education and prevention for kids. So Bright Minds was basically, it was born officially out of a rejected Boston Community Impact Grant proposal that I had written for the American Heart Stroke Association back in 2009. At that time I was told that it was rejected because First Lady Obama's Let's Move campaign took priority. The original proposal design was called for a series of public service announcements, or PSAs, on stroke awareness, and it was to feature well-known New England athlete Teddy Bruschi, who around that time had had a stroke, and he was identified as a younger face of stroke. I also work in the community with several young stroke survivors, and was trying to combine that awareness in a series of videos featuring these stroke survivors to help educate the public about stroke warning signs. These PSAs were to be delivered through social media channels and through school sports registration websites. Since that time and the rejection of the proposal, I went back to the drawing board to build a better solution, or you could call it a second edition to Bright Minds. The main obstacle I had to meet was how to fund Bright Minds. I knew the key, or the solid foundation I wanted to include in this awareness and in this fundraising effort would be education about nutrition and weight management. I knew that kids don't really get much nutrition early in school, and with the growing rate of obesity, which you'll see on the next slide, I knew that this was an unmet need. So I wanted to give kids a university quality nutrition education well before they actually get to college. So why did I want to start with nutrition? Here we go. So to properly fuel the brain for learning and disease and disuse prevention, you need to really start with the basis. And for all intents and purposes, obesity is one of the main reasons why we're seeing an increase in stroke and cardiovascular disease. Here's some interesting facts, and you can see them on the screen. They're being reported in the media, but unfortunately many people aren't doing anything. This is really an epidemic now. So I did have a kickoff event in my local community. It was at a health fair, and I was fortunate to have some pre-made stroke materials to hand out. And one of the interesting responses I received that from a child, and it's all telling, is that when they looked at some of the posters and information that was available to them, one child actually commented, "My teacher wouldn't hang that up because that poster is scary. It has an old lady on it." And that is true. We don't have any creative methods to introduce this curriculum into the school currently. And there's also one big barrier right now is that, it's been reported out there that people don't think that kids can have strokes, and that is way far from the truth. So there is work ahead. I want to try to nurture bright minds. I want to build resources and creative partnerships in the community that can make this a sustainable model and a model that can go nationally. So explaining stroke to kids doesn't have to be scary. It can be a fun, interactive, and educational experience. My Bright Minds Kids No Stroke resources can be a new school community-based initiative where kids will know stroke by learning about nutrition in the brain and how to reduce stroke risk factors. With this knowledge, kids can develop classroom discussion and activities that can develop interactive games and community challenges. Their bright minds generate new ideas, and they can help spread awareness and create resources to help educate others on the stroke warning signs. The valuable lessons they learn may even help save a life someday. I know through this program that stroke awareness can go viral with Bright Minds. I want to thank you for listening to this overview. And I come back to one of the big barriers right now, is that only 1 in 6 people can currently name 3 of the most common stroke warning signs. We must do a better job. We need to start earlier on with awareness and prevention. A successful Bright Minds campaign in a community may actually even help grown-ups think big about stroke prevention strategy too. So I invite you to help in on follow-up videos and a webinar that I'll be introducing later on this month. You'll be able to help join this effort. So you can follow the links here to learn more about how you can get involved. I appreciate the time you spent going over this with me, and this has been David Dansereau. Thanks for watching.